So young Peyton is one of 3 people in Australia with GAMD, which is a neurodevelopmental disorder that can lead her into some dangerous situations. One particular story I'd like you to hear about is where she was loving nature, enjoying watching some birds, and then all of a sudden she was gone, and her mum, Georgia, was left running through a caravan park in her PJs. So I'd like her to explain how that finished, and was it okay? They weren't too smaller PJs you were running through in
I actually can't even remember what pajamas they were, to be honest. It's all a blur. So we were on our first family camping trip, which we had been putting off for a long time due to this exact reason. And the morning after setting up, so we set up late afternoon one day. Following morning we woke up, it was about 5:30, 6 a.m. We were all just in the enclosed annex of the camper trailer, and the kids were all playing nicely. Nick and I were both having our morning coffee, and Peyton was looking out the screen at some birds that were nearby, and she started squealing because she just loves animals, any kind of animal, loves them. So of course she saw some birds and she was very excited, squealing, and I laughed and I said, Peyton, let's just turn the volume down just a smidge because it is very early. Everyone is still sleeping. As lovely as this is, let's just tone it down a little bit. And I turned around and I picked up my coffee from the little kitchenette bench, turned back around and went to have a sip, and I looked and she was gone. And I blitzed her head. I'm like, okay, right, where could she have gone? Looked around the camper, wasn't in there. And then I saw the fly screen was open, literally about this much. And she was off running down across the next campsite. And then the bird flew across. So of course she followed down that way and across the road. So I quickly was trying to get the fly screen open and dart out. I didn't have time to even tell Nick what I was doing. And I just darted across our campsite, across the road. She'd gone across the road into the next campsite and through to the other side of that little grassy area. And I managed to just grab her arm, like by the wrist, and stop her there before she followed onto the next road. So I guess we were lucky that time. It was very lucky that it was so early. There wasn't the high traffic
on the road.
Check time. There's cars everywhere. There's caravans trying to maneuver to park. And the fact that we were kind of right in the middle of the caravan park and we weren't near the big main road, the Gold Coast Highway, or bushland. Like if it was any kind of different scenario, it could have ended very different. So yeah, it just happened so quick. You look away for 2 seconds, not even that, and she's gone. She's so fast.
She's so fast.
For a little girl who we didn't know whether she was going to walk,
or not,
she is like a flash.
Yeah.